What's up, guys? It's your boy T.
Hey guys, it's Femi.
And Chanelle.
And welcome to another episode of
Small
Chat.
Let's go.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you. It's good to have you. How does it feel to be back?
It feels good. It feels really good to be back. I'm very excited.
Good. I think the guys will be happy to see you too.
Yeah, I was gonna say my friends were actually asking you, so I'm really glad to have you back here. I'm sure the followers will be too as well.
Yep. They'll be like, there she is. So, how was everyone's week?
Yeah, it's good. It was good.
Are you sure?
It was a long week, but it
Okay.
was okay. And being insulted by my 8-year-old kind of,
I feel like that's part of the course at the moment, because I was listening to an episode of The Breakfast Club this week and they're talking about things that your kids have said to you that hurt your feelings.
No, she was bang out of order. She was rude.
Is she your eldest?
No, I have a 12-year-old, so the 8-year-old's the younger one. But yes, she was out of order. Do you want me to explain what she said?
How bad is it?
Oh God! Basically, we was walking to school, and she was going off about what she would do if there was an earthquake. I don't know where she came up with this, but she just randomly started talking about, earthquakes. And then she's like, oh, I will knock on someone's door and ask for shelter, for me and my child. She goes, but I'm adopting because I don't want to have kids. And I said, you shouldn't. That was my, punch to her. And then she's like, yeah, I want to adopt because I don't want to have no kids. I said, when you adopt, the kids are still yours. And she's like, no, I don't mean like that. I don't want to physically have kids because I don't want a stomach like yours.
Oh.
Excuse the rest of the walk to the school, my mouth.
Wow.
And she's like, Mommy, no, I was joking. I said, the stomach that you helped to destroy.
What?
You have the audacity to say that.
Do you know what? I thought that what the examples I heard in the Breakfast Club were crazy.
That's mad.
That's mad. That's
My
mad.
stomach's not even that bad.
Did you stay silent the rest of the walk?
Yeah, literally mouth wide open. I took her to Breakfast Club. I said, bye, have a nice day. Walked.
That is.
I would have reconsidered whether I was going to pick her up in the afternoon.
You-
but
you-
she's
you-
lucky it's not me. It's her nan that picks her up because
well.
I'm at work and stuff.
She could wait by those gates.
She's
Well,
lucky.
Femi, did you have any kids that insulted you?
No. I got engaged.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah.
Do you know? I don't know if I should call it out, but one of the episodes, I don't think it's out yet though. One of the episodes that we recorded, you did say, "Pause."
Was I engaged?
Woo!
I don't think we should cut this out. By the way, we should keep this in.
Thank you. Yeah.
Because you said, I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but I didn't draw attention to it. He was like, my fiance and my girl. And I was like, okay. So you had been, this clearly was on your mind, that episode.
Do you know what happened? It was actually the last time recorded that I proposed to her on that day. So that Saturday, that's why I said to you, I have a hard stop.
Yeah.
And I actually called Wafai in the morning because I was going to tell him, because I don't usually call Wafai.
Yeah.
But then I just thought, I'm in a rush. Let me not tell him yet. I'll tell him afterwards. So I wanted to just go through the day.
I feel like that was the same day you said my fiance, my girl.
Yeah, I think it probably was the same day. So I thought, let me not create any kind of...
We should have had champagne.
I know.
Where the bottles at?
I'm not gonna lie though, I low-key didn't want to tell Ella because I thought like Ella would have just rained on my parade. She would have been so negative. So I thought, you know what? Let me just keep it to people who are positive. No, I'm not even lying. I would have been questioned what I wanted to do on the day. So I was like, you know what? Let me not let anything interfere with the
Your
feeling that I
baby
have right
sister
now.
does what baby sisters do.
Yeah, she would have just said something mad. And I'm like, nah. It would have ruined the day.
Congratulations. We love this.
Yes.
So now we have to prepare our Sherby.
Yeah. I need to figure out the colours. But I
Yes.
told her, don't disturb me for a month. Like, let me just have my month to myself
Yeah.
before you start planning because I've already done this planning for the proposal.
Yeah.
I don't want to start thinking about how I'm gonna have to spend more money again now for the wedding. And all
Do
that
you want to share how you proposed? Is it
Yes,
personal?
please.
Yeah, I can share. Yeah. How did I propose? So my girl does hair and her friend does makeup. So sometimes they usually like to get together and do like photo shoots and stuff. So I reached out to the friend. They already plans to have this day to do it. So I reached out to the friend saying that, hey, could I somehow hijack your day so I can do the proposal? So I got the friends to kind of cancel in terms of my girl going to her house so that her friend can go to my girl's house. And they were supposed to have a model. So I got the model to cancel. So then my girl could be the model. So she got her hair and her makeup done in the day. And then I took her out. So I was like, oh, well, if you're getting your hair and makeup done, we might as well just go out to a nice restaurant, right? So then I took her out to the Ned, just for a nice restaurant. Because I didn't want to take, like, catch her off guard. I didn't want to make her feel like anything's happening. Because we've been there before and she really liked it. So I thought, let's just go there since she looked nice. So then while that was happening, my sister was helping me coordinate. So she was at my girl's house, decorated it and everything. So on the way back, we made our way back from the restaurant. And then I left roses on her front door. So that when she got there, she's like, what? Why are there roses on my front door? And then we opened the door and then her favourite song started to play. And then
if you make me cry, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
I got eyelashes on. I got eyelashes and so much tissue.
So then, obviously, me and my girl have known each other for so many years. So I had a balloon to signify the amount of years we've known each other, and a picture of us on that year to signify the year that, so like from 3 years ago, 2 years ago. So she walked through the balloon so she can see the journey we've been on. Then we got to the the main stage, the main room. There was like rose petals, like a walkway, and then I went down on one knee and then proposed.
And that's how you hurt your knee.
Yeah, that's how I hurt my leg. Yeah, I hurt my leg. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So cute.
Yeah.
I legit am about to cry.
Oh, I love.
So I made sure that it was all recorded as well. So I had a photographer, but it was only myself and her in the room, and the photographer and my sister, who was also taking content. All the other guys were in the other rooms. Everyone was downstairs. And then, everyone came up and then we had a little quiz at the end about how well they know us as a couple. Had some drinks, done a toast, gave a speech as well. I was spitting bars in the speech. Yeah. I remember I was just like, the boys used to apply pressure on me, like, about how good me and my girl was. And I was like, yeah, but the pressure was too much. But pressure makes diamonds. And I gave my girl a diamond today.
Hey.
I was like, wow. But overall, it was a really good day. And I got a wedding to start planning in a month's time.
Do you have a date yet?
No, do not disturb me for a month.
What did he say?
Do not disturb me. I said, go create your Excels, go do your notes pages. Just do not disturb me. And then in a month's time, we can come back together.
Start figuring that out. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I'm weak. I didn't propose to anybody and I didn't get proposed to. Let's do up.
Small chat.
So you guys might have noticed, like, on this show, we love a friendship conversation. We love a friendship dialogue. We have gone from betrayals to what kind of friend are you to expectations from friends. So I'm kind of like, I don't know, let's call this episode 56 of the Netflix series. It's now a Dragon Ball Z. It's now a Dragon Ball Z season. I want to go into like the evolution of friendships. So like what it's like when you're young and your friendships are more like proximity based.
I've got questions. Can I just, what's your longest friendship?
My longest friendship that's currently active is 23 years.
Nice.
Yeah, me and Derek have known each other for like 22. It's so funny because we literally had this conversation a couple of months ago when he was like, I have known you for like 20 something years. And we just say over 20 years at this point because like there's no point because we're also aging ourselves. Well, it's about 22, 23
You could say
years.
2 decades as well.
So yeah, that's my longest running friendship.
Nice. What about you?
Yeah, same actually. My bestie, known her since secondary school. So yeah.
22 years.
Yes, yeah.
I'm trying to do the maths in my head. If I'm 31 and I met him when I was 9, what's that? 31 minus 9.
All the maths.
What's that? That's easy.
20,
Are you guys serious?
I got A in maths. I can't.
that's like
That's
what?
22 as
22,
well.
yeah.
22. Oh shit, 22 years as well.
So we're all in the 20s. We're old. We're old.
I haven't had a coffee. I'm good at maths.
We're all old. But then, did you meet your friend when you were younger as well?
Yeah, so I met her in secondary school, and it's funny because we were in different classes, so we didn't really speak or anything. But one girl that was in my class that I was close to, I went to go to her house one day, and my bestie was there. Not at her house, but she lived in the block of flats that she lived in. And she's like, hey, what are you doing around my area? Blah, blah, blah. I said, I didn't even know you lived here. Like, why are you doing it? And then from that day, I think I just eventually, it's so bad because when we talk about it, it's like I kind of left the other girl and kind of went with her. So every time I was around there, I will be at her house and all of that stuff. And but me and the girl still spoke, we were in the same class and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
I did not go around there to see her no more. I was around there to see my bestie and that's it.
I met Derek at college. So I was probably like 16, maybe 17. And I was in dance and he was in music. And I guess, I can't remember what show we were rehearsing from, because when I was in college, we always had like dance shows and dance competitions and a lot of things going on. I was very heavily into dance at the time. And there's only a door that separates the theatre. I feel like I've told this story before. Separates the theatre and the music room. So we started, whatever song we were playing, he literally just bursted open into the theatre from the music room, like double doors, like bam, and walked in, didn't close the door behind him. So the people in the music class are like, how obnoxious of you. And we that were in the dance in the theatre doing dance, we're like, who the hell is this? Like, who do you think you are? But it's so funny, everybody else was looking at him like, who the hell are you? Who do you think you are? And I went, oh, I like him. He's contagious. We're gonna be friends. But yes, like then I would say like our friendship was based on one, the fact that we were we were both a little obnoxious at the time. So we shared that in common. We also had like interest in dance and performing and creative, and we saw each other nearly every day. So our friendship was literally based on interests, proximity, both being quite young, and even though like in performing arts at my college as well was very competitive. So everybody was always willing to drag the next person down to make sure that they got the spot. Like it was like a real
You lot were terrible.
like Glee or something.
we were awful. We were awful to each other.
Oh,
but like me and him were never in competition. Like we always either banded together, though he did betray me one time.
Ooh.
For the Thriller performance where he didn't tell me that they were gonna blow powder into the air. I was very offended that day. But other than that, we're always on the same page.
Oh my god.
So like, what are some of the examples like you guys think from, especially since we have friendships that have lasted from when we were little into now, like what kind of things could you say that is different from when you guys first met to how you navigate your friendship now?
I don't know really. Like we're still pretty much the same. Obviously, the everyday thing is no longer that, but because we both have kids and stuff and work. But we see each other as often as we can. We talk to each other as often as we can. But to be honest, I am a homebody and I don't like talking to nobody. So, and she's the same.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we have in common. Like, so sometimes it's like, yeah, I'll call you later. And there is no phone call.
and you don't expect it
And we
either.
don't expect it. And then like a month later, she'll call me up and be like, yeah, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. How are you? And we just keep it,
No, I love that.
Yeah.
Because if I say I will call you back,
yeah, it's not happening.
it's
So when was the last time you saw her though?
I actually saw her last week Saturday. Yeah, we went
That's
to like a family day out with her kids and my kids. It was one of her colleagues' son's birthday, and the place that we went was advertised as like kids activity place, and there was like a little like holiday travel agent thingy on the side for like adults, but it was the complete opposite. There was nothing for there was stuff for the children, but it was absolute.
It was adults there. Bring your kids and just drop them off to the side.
Put them over there and come and do this. And so we ended up leaving with the rest of the party, and we all just went to bowling and arcades.
What about you, Films?
What did I ask? Sorry. I was just
Like, what do you think has changed from like your friendships when you were younger to now?
I think just expectations of each other, right? I think when we was younger, you'd want them to be a bit more available.
Yeah.
But the older I've gotten, like I've just been able to understand that we can't always be available whenever we need them, or whenever our friends need us. What I would say, I'm thinking about in this friend in particular, is like it's small things. Like if I call him and he doesn't answer, it's not that deep because I know he'll call me back when he wants to call me back. Like I will never call him twice, and he will never ever call me twice. And I like that kind of friendships because it's just easy.
Yeah.
Or if we don't speak for a couple of days, it's nice. But I think before I used to feel like, just where is he? Like,
where
because
are
we used to
you?
speak all the time, and we both like the same things in terms of FIFA, football, girls. So it's like never, like there's always something to talk about every time. But I guess the older we've gotten now, we've learned to just kind of respect that we all have like our own personal lives as well and do our own things, and we can't, even though we grew up liking the same things, that's not going to carry us like forever. Like we do have our own things now. So I think that's kind of my answer to it. I think we've just grown to just understand that we're evolving.
Yeah.
But especially different when people are in relationships, though, don't you think?
Very, very different for relationships. Yeah. Even when we weren't in college, I used to be at Derek's house every day, or he would be at my house for like every day for the summer. And that's literally all we did. Even like with my friend Joseph at the time as well. Like we were literally always together, whether school was on or school was off. We didn't have any jobs. We were our jobs. So you were available whenever you called somebody, like you said, they didn't pick up. You'd be like, "Where are you? What are you doing?" Like sort of thing. Whereas now, the friendships are very low maintenance. Yeah. And I love that.
Yeah.
I usually find that when it comes to friendships, it's usually difficult with the other gender in maintaining it over the years. Maybe because, I don't know, I've had a lot of female friends, and they're the ones that I've found it more difficult, because if they don't have a boyfriend, sometimes they would expect kind of like boyfriend roles from me.
From you, yeah.
So it was like, we used to go out, like, I had a close friend that we used to just go out to the cinema every 2 weeks or every week, just because we loved it.
Yeah.
And then when I got a girlfriend, she couldn't understand that I wouldn't want to go to cinema as much with her.
Yeah.
And I couldn't answer as many phone calls as I would normally do before.
Yeah.
And over time, it took her a while to kind of realize that, like, yes, the younger Femi was available.
Yeah.
And then I had to kind of say, like, well, what are our expectations of this relationship? I had to actually stick on her and say, look, you think this way, I think this way. Let's try and meet in the middle. And it's only at that point we was able to kind of work well. But in most relationships with my female friends, it's quite difficult to keep them going. I don't know why.
I think with women, what it is, it's more of a, because definitely if it's platonic, like, we're just friends, this is our routine, we do this and whatever, sometimes some women don't understand why it's a problem or why it has to change, because their best friend is now, or friend it's now got a partner and is now with someone. Because I think in their mind, they think, it must be because of her, and she must think there's something going on. So, and there's nothing going on. I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
How dare you? Like, so sometimes it gets to, I wouldn't say it's ego, but it's just more of a, like, there's nothing going on. It's her fault. And sometimes
the
women,
girl at home must not be okay with it.
Yeah, like, why is she coming? She might not be here next week, and he's leaving me. I've been there, and I'm still gonna be there. Blah blah blah. It's just one of those things. A lot of times they can't comprehend the fact that we have a routine, a system. Like, we're friends. Like, we do this, like, we both enjoy this thing, and we were doing it for so long, and now little miss comes in, and now I'm at the side, like, excuse me, like, and then sometimes you get because, you know, if she leaves and he try to come back, like, now what? Yeah, so it's just sometimes, and I think maybe the whole breakdown of the thing maybe made it clearer to her that, okay, it's not because of the girl, it's just how you are when you get into bed.
His
And that's another thing a lot of people don't know.
Let's say it correctly. His fiance.
His fiance. Yeah. I think it just made it more clear to her that it's not the fiance, it's the fact that you're in a relationship, this is how you are. Because maybe she didn't see that before. You know, because sometimes most people, we're in relationships and friendships are completely different people.
Yeah, they're different people. Yeah, 100%.
And a lot of times, you know, some people will cut off friends altogether and just not talk at all. And then, you know, whatever. But things change. Yeah. And I think maybe that solidified it for her when you had that conversation and you lot moved forward.
Because I think with guys, sometimes there's a lot, like, I don't tell my friends I love them verbally, but they know that I love them. And I think sometimes that's how I applied it with my female friends, where I kind of said to her, like, I might not always be available, but just know that because the love is there, I've got you when you need me. Mm-hmm. And I thought that would be enough to say that I've got you no matter what. But it wasn't enough for her.
Yeah, no, it's
but
you say you love me, but you ain't there.
Yeah, so it was just getting around that understanding, making sure we're on the same page. But yeah, we actually met up yesterday, had a really good time going out. So it's nice that I've been able to keep that friendship because we've had ups and downs. Yeah. But the love that we have for each other is what helps us go through.
Yeah, I with my female friends, like, we definitely have like date nights and whatnot where we go out to eat, especially particularly me and my friend Loria. But we literally, like, every couple of months. It's not as often because we busy, but it was definitely more frequent before. But like, yeah, like every couple of months, couple of weeks, we try to fit in. And I say my female friends, it's mainly her that I do with, actually.
just the one.
We have like date nights that we do together. I actually saw her this week, but this time wasn't just her, it was like her and my other friend, Jazz. But even like with your female friends, when they get married, so my friend Jasmine and my friend Ola, they got married. And you had to understand, what I had to understand, like, our dynamic will change.
I was just talking, I've just been thinking about, like, just growing up. I don't know if you're going to go into it, but, like, what were your experiences with your parents and their friends? Like, did your parents have best friends? Was your house just full of uncles and aunties coming over? Did your parents actually mingle with other people? Because I feel like that's probably had effect on, it can have effect on other people. Yeah. My parents in particular, they barely had any friends. Barely. They were each other's best friends. Yeah. And the friends they had were from church. It wasn't like, oh, I met this guy in college 15 years, 20 years ago, and we've just been friends forever. It's like, oh, we'll just go to church together. I'm not saying that church friendships aren't good. Yeah. But how was your parents? How was it for your parents?
My mother don't talk to no one. and I think that's where I get it from. Like, my mum, so many people will recognize her from like school and stuff like that. And they'll be like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then she's just like, oh, hi. And they'd be like, Mummy, who was that? I do not know. Like, she had one friend that like was around when we were growing up, me and my siblings. She is the godmother to my younger siblings, and even they talk, but she ain't even around that much anymore. My mum likes her peace and herself. Like, she likes to just stay in her area. And a lot of people will be like I talk to like other like grown-ups, like adults that my mum's age, and they're like, oh, you know, your mum needs to get out and enjoy herself and like have fun, you know, she had all these kids, they're all grown now, she should. I said, respectfully, my mum doesn't want to do that. And they're like, nah, she must, because they think that my mum might feel like, oh, she can't, or she hasn't been doing it for so long. So, and I'm like, no, she actually doesn't want to do it. She just want to be home. She doesn't want to be involved. You know, if I invite her out, she'd be like, but where are we going though? Yeah. And she'll be like, no, I don't want to go.
Yeah, I think my mum, when I was younger, I think my mum was a bit more friendly. I probably- so I remember I was like a baby, like I say a baby, but like 2, 3, 4, like when she was still in her 6-inch stiletto heels phase. She had friends then. Even like there's a particular friend that she has. I probably met her a handful of times because she lives in Nigeria and obviously my mom is here now, and that her friend's mum lived here. Passed away, God rest her soul. And like we met her, she introduced us like to her as like, oh, this is like your other grandma, because her and that friend are so close.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the longest friend that I know of hers, and they're still cool like till today. Like they're in contact and everything. And even the friend's mum, before she passed, like whenever we were going to her house, like she made a whole festival of it. Like she'll cook all sorts of different dishes, pick what you want, sort of thing. But my mum now, I mean, she has one close friend that I know of, but at the same time, mom doesn't want to be bothered.
Leave me alone.
So it's like the moment you like called in the morning, called in the afternoon, by the evening she's over it. So it's like we ain't got that much to talk about. And as for my dad, like again, like when he was, still young and still out here partying and doing, boys, even though he was a dad and a husband, but when he was still out here doing boys, he had friends. But now, I don't really think I probably has like one friend, maybe two.
And that's what scares me, because when I think about my parents, right, I can only think of two friends that they had, Auntie Tina and Pastor Ode. Tina is my mum's friend, and Pastor Ode is my dad's friend, right? But then I spoke to my dad last week, and he's in Nigeria at the moment, and he was like, "Oh, I just had to bury my best friend, from my school days." And I've never heard of this guy in my life.
How is this your best friend? I don't know.
I've never heard of him in my life. But then it got me thinking, like, right, I was just thinking about my best friend. And I'm like, imagine, like, what would I have to do to get to the point where in 20 years, 30 years' time, where I don't really speak to them enough, and next time I see them is at
their funeral. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have friendships like that, because I've always assumed or imagined my friends being actively around me in terms of when I grow up, my family, I be with them, but the examples that I've seen from the elders, doesn't.
It happens. Yeah, just life changes. People move. People do things, and like you just lose contact with them, or you still have contact, but maybe just not as often, once a year or something like that. But yeah, it's sad to think about, but I do think that's just something that you have no control. Yeah, just life, really.
Well, just to pivot from that, or segue, what are the kind of like values or things that were important to you, that mattered to you in your friendships when you were younger, that no longer matter now?
I would say, do you know what? It's very difficult for me, because I don't have a lot of friends, and I always labeled myself as not the keeper. So I will have people that I talk to, but as time goes on, it's like that group will band together and I will be left alone. And then I will eventually get other friends, and then that group will band together and I'll be left alone. So like, even like with the college experience for you and me, it was different. Like when I first started, me and this one girl was close, and like,
oh yeah, you had your own friends. Yeah, I kind of stole you from them.
Yeah, I was close to them. No, you didn't steal me. What happened is eventually they ended up getting close, and like new people came like in level 2, year 2 or whatever, and they started to band together, and then I kind of just went to the side, and plus because it was performing arts and it was something I was passionate about, I did everything, and I worked my ass off while they kind of just wanted to do their thing and whatever. So all of that kind of fell off. And it's the same thing. The only person that I've kept for like all my childhood is my best friend, because she won't let me go for some reason. Shit, like leave me alone. But everyone else kind of like, I know them, I know people, and and I'm hi, how are you, whatever. Yeah. But I wouldn't count them as friends back then, like from secondary school and stuff like that. Obviously, and then college, meeting you guys and being with you and Derek is all I have left from that.
From college, yeah. Oh wow! And we weren't going there.
You weren't going there. The values I had then, I don't know. I didn't have expectations of anyone.
Yeah.
Just don't be an ass. Like,
Fair.
you know, don't disrespect me. I won't disrespect you. Don't chat my business. To be honest, I chat my business to everyone anyway. So there's nothing you can actually say that no one knows already. So yeah, it was just, I don't know. I didn't really have much.
What about you, Femi?
The values that I had when I was younger, I would just say it was just a bro code.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't written down anywhere, but I think everyone had that assumption of what the bro code was, and if you could follow that, that was all I needed from you as a friend. In the younger years, I'd say, because I think the bro code covered everything, right?
Yeah.
Don't stab your friend in the back, you know.
Don't let women come between you.
Don't let women come between you, you know, help your boy when you need them. And those are the kind of things that I wanted from my friends, and I got them as well over the years. And it was actually good because I was lucky to have a friendship group who've been able to stick together. So my friendship group from year 7, we're still together now.
Yeah.
But we all go to each friend for something
Different.
Yeah. And that's what's probably made
That's
it
what's
easier
good
for us
for us
to
now.
grow up throughout
Yeah.
the years. So it's one person isn't meeting me in terms of a certain set of values. I know I can get it from another friend.
Yeah.
So it's not that deep.
Yeah, I would say for me, I think my friendships were a little bit more, and maybe it's just like the direction of like stuff that we're interested in, but I think my friendships were more, a little bit more shallow at the time. So it was more based around, we all look a certain way, we all dress a certain way, we all did this, we all did that. It was almost very much like, yeah, we didn't really expect much from each other than like, we got to dance, I got to come up with this, we got to do that, we got to hang out. If you're hanging out doing nothing, like, there wasn't really anything. And I guess maybe at that age as well, like, if we're being honest, then as well, there was nothing really, really going on that was that bad for any of us either, that we felt like we needed to confide, or like we all lived at home with our parents. We were like, it was very much like, yeah, like probably the biggest stress that we probably had is because we wanted to buy something that we couldn't afford in that particular point in time. So we had to wait for EMA money the next week so we could afford it. And I think also like social media wasn't that big then as well, but I think that for the kids today, I think that's also like something very bonding for them, like their social media interactions, like sharing memes.
I counted that. We had MSN back in the day. That was popping.
Oh yes, we did have
MSN, Bebo,
I used to sit on MSN for
Pixel.
hours.
We had that. Like, we had
lit.
our own ways.
Yeah.
We had our own ways.
Yeah.
In terms of what matters to us, like what kind of values and stuff matters to us now, or matters to me now, now it's more so loyalty. And to me, loyalty doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, you stand by me like through thick and thin, whatever. Loyalty is simply at the very, very basic minimum level is don't talk about me behind my back and don't be okay in rooms that I'm not in if people are talking about me. And I'm not saying you need to defend me or whatever, but don't place yourself in scenarios where you can be involved in said conversation. Understanding, support, and again, support doesn't necessarily have to be physical. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to drop everything that you...
Get the cane.
No, just answer. Just answer. Why pretend?
Junior, you know I record a podcast on Saturdays. I don't understand how this is like forgetful.
That's all.
Answer it.
What's Junior's at so we can at him? Because he wants to go in there so badly. He must call you Junior.
My brother be interrupting the show consistently. Anyway, as I was, a little BTS for you there. Respect, consideration, love, and I believe I'm very low maintenance. Like if I ask you to do something, you're like, I can't do it. I'm like, cool. It's like, no problem. And I think I also like that in friendships as well. Like, don't pressure me too much. Yeah. Like, we're not in a relationship. This is a friendship.
Yeah.
Don't stress me.
It's fair, yeah. I like that.
I agree. Yeah.
And showing up. I think the one thing that I appreciate the most is showing up because time is not as available as it was when we were younger. Like we have families, we have kids, we have jobs. And even sometimes, like, I'm not doing anything, but I'm just enjoying the rent that I'm paying by myself in solace. Like, that's also, I'm busy. So, showing up when it's important to you, whether that's showing up via text, showing up via call, showing up in person when it's necessary as well. Like, I appreciate that, but you also know when to go away. Because friendships also become more intentional at this age. Like, we're choosing to make time for each other. We're choosing to be like, okay, when are you free? March 10th. I can't do March 10th. Can you do March 12th? Like, it becomes like we're actually intentional about what we want to do, how we want to spend time together, how we want to catch up, want to touch base, whatever that means. I feel like I listed a long list. Do you guys have anything to add?
Yeah, no,
you covered
I
them.
agree with that. And I think the one thing I will add is just to know me as a friend. Know who I am.
Know me.
Because sometimes I'm not all there. Sometimes I'm oblivious to everything. Sometimes I'm just not, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just know who I am and be able to deal with me accordingly. Like if I'm in a certain phase of the day, I would say the day because there's different phases throughout the day. But if I'm in a certain phase through the day and you call me or something and I have, I don't know, maybe an attitude or I sound a certain way, it's just how to deal with me in that moment to not make it worse and to trigger the situation, you know? Because that's how I am. I go off of the feeling of what someone gives me and I give them what they need at that moment. Because sometimes so say someone's upset about something and you come on with the giving advice or, oh, but you know, come on, It's like, I don't want to hear that right now. I'm upset. I'm upset. Just agree with me. Just say, I understand, I get it. Nah, that's crazy. Like say something. Don't give me a life lesson now. Do that tomorrow when I'm okay.
When I'm okay. No, I hear it. I
hear that.
I hear it. For instance, I'm not so much like that. Like, if I'm in a mood, people just leave me alone. And I think that's the best thing.
Yeah, even that.
They
Just
just
knowing
leave, they just
you.
leave me to it. Because
it's like,
I don't want to talk about it.
Close that door.
I don't want to talk about it. And because I'm also like that, I do the same to other people. Like, if you're in a mood, I would like try to like suss it out. Like, okay, then, is this you want me to just be quiet and you want to vent, or is it you want to be left alone? And I kind of like figure out if you want to be left alone, then I'll be like, do you know what? I'll call you later.
Yeah.
And when I come off the phone, I might send you like a heart emoji or a hug emoji, so you know that you know. And it's the case that you just want to vent.
Yeah.
I'll close my mouth and I'll let you just talk. I won't have an opinion. I won't give no thoughts. I just let you just talk. And when I say let you don't talk, it's not just like let you just ramble on. But you need to just vent. So
get out.
I might throw in a little, if I agree, like, oh, that's actually, I understand that. I understand how you feel. Because I feel like you can always understand. You might necessarily agree. You can always understand why someone feels the way that they feel.
I do a whole sit in silence thing as well. Like if you just need someone next to you, I would do that. We could just sit in silence. Silence is my best friend.
What?
Woo! I don't get silence at home. I don't get silence at home.
We can sit down and watch the TV. We don't have to talk. Just what you need.
I'll be like, the only thing I'll ask you want some? No?
No. Or also, sorry, something just popped into my head. When you guys have made plans to go somewhere. But nobody wants to go.
Oh! Yes. Story about I never want to go.
Who's the first to cancel?
Yeah.
I've been on FaceTime with one of my friends. Like, we called me like, okay, we're gonna start getting ready at 6. At 6 now, I was called. Oh, you don't look like you're getting ready. Oh yeah, we're in a minute. You don't look like you're getting ready. Yeah, I'll also get up in a minute.
We're not going, are we?
Nothing happened.
Always available. Do you have friends for going out, and do you call on that same friend for going out, or do you have a particular group that you go to?
Yes and no. I think that if I want to do something, I throw it out to everybody, and whoever wants to tag along can come. So sometimes like it's not like a specific group purely for going out, specific group for like chill kind of thing. I throw it out to everybody, and everybody that wants to go just wants to go. Anybody that doesn't want to go, you can't stay at home. It's no fight. This Trevor Noah podcast, and they were talking about friendships and stuff as well, and he was saying that he wonders what it would be like if there's more friendships are more community based, where everybody lives in like the same apartment building and they're all raising their kids together. It's like, I've got to go watch Rachel's recital. Can you keep Zion till I come back, sort of thing. And I thought to myself, like, knowing me, that sounds like fun,
But it's not.
but I don't know if because there'll be some day a week might go by where I don't want to see you and your children. Please pretend like I don't live here.
It's true.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, I think it would be good, like community like that, because I feel like our parents back home, I feel like they kind of had community like that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, they had a community there, but not. I don't know. Like, it's kind of glorified. I don't actually see the benefits that they've actually reaped from that community, because like I don't see the benefit of saying somebody else can beat me in the market. Like, you know what I mean? That's what they say. Somebody else dad can beat you because they see that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. It's shame. So
Yeah.
if there's nothing else, then I don't get it.
See, that's one thing I tell my kids, yeah. I'm like, you don't know what it was like growing up, because there's people that know my parents that know me that I don't know. Yeah. So if I'm in the street
Acting out.
like a fool, someone will drapes me
That's so true.
and be like, I know your mum, I know your dad.
That's true.
Get home. And I'm in my head, I'm like, who are you? Who are you? But I can't ask no question. I just have to turn myself around and take my eyes on. Because if that person calls my mum or
Is
my
on.
dad and tells them what foolishness I was doing in the streets,
Is
it's
on.
going to be peak for me.
Yeah, it's true. That used to happen a lot back in the
Yeah.
day. I wonder if
Yeah.
that happens now though. Like, have you ever been called for your, not for your kids, or have you ever wanted to call someone else if you've seen their kids?
No, just, you know what? It's because most of my friends that have kids don't live near me. So it's like we're all apart, so we have to travel for that. So the first question I will have if my friend said, "Yeah, I saw your daughter," blah blah blah, it's like, "What are you doing here?" Like,
But I also think that the world today is very much more individualistic. Like
Yeah.
everyone's very much mind your business.
Yeah.
So even if somebody saw your child like acting out, and depending on like how close they are to
Yeah,
you,
it's like, who are
that
you?
will tell you. But they probably won't say anything to said child unless they know said child. But even that, they'll probably tread with caution.
Yeah.
So they'll probably tell you, or they'll gossip about you with their other friends. Like,
Yeah.
you won't believe who I saw the other day. I saw Femi's son.
yeah. But it's also this social media
And Femi will
thing
be
as
none the
well.
wiser.
Yeah,
Like-
it's also social media as well, because you can't drape up someone's child.
Yeah.
And they go, "Who are you?" And someone don't have their phone out recording.
It's
Some
true.
random man, please. Like, and have you all over the internet.
Yeah.
Did I see
So
a video?
like you can't do things like that. Even I can't even drape up my own kids on the street. I have to look around first.
What were you gonna
I
say?
just remember the video of like, I swear I saw a video that was trending of like a lady fighting with kids in a chicken shop. She
Was it Chick Shop or McDonald's? I remember that.
one of them and she slapped
Yeah.
the child and,
And also, I was upset
and
that
then
she slapped the
they
child.
rushed her as well.
Because I was a bit like,
That's come slap someone's child.
that you can't slap my child. I'm so sorry. No, I don't care what he or she did. You come. No. Don't put your hands on my kids.
I'm sorry. It depends on what they did or said. I will smack a child. I will smack a child.
And I would
I
also-
would tell you to bring your parents so I can smack them
Yeah,
too.
and that's what I was about to say. Like,
Everyone's getting smacked.
if you smack
if you
someone's
got a
child,
baby,
if you
keep
smack,
the baby at home.
If
I'm
you-
smacking everyone.
if you smack someone's child, you've got to be ready to fight the parents.
Nah, it's true. It's
You've got to be
true.
ready to fight the parents.
Yeah,
And
no,
I
of
would
course,
also,
and
I
I'm
would
ready.
also not smack other people's kids.
I'm ready.
I don't even smack my nieces and nephews. I am very much like raised mom, but like, you better sit down. That's as far as it goes. Like even your youngest, when she was here with my niece and my nephew, and they were running around, I was like, "Yo, you two sit down," and she was like, "I'm not sitting down." I said, "Sit down." Just literally just leaned back on the chair. I said, "I don't know where you think you are," but that's as far as it would
Yeah.
get. There would be no physical
Yeah.
on other people's kids.
To be honest, she was lucky you said something, because I was ready to snatch a child as soon as she went past. She said, "Come back here."
I'm like, you better sit down.
What you doing?
I think the points we've made is how great our friendships are as adults compared to like when we're younger. But I also feel like there are definitely some pros and cons. Pros for when we're younger compared to like now. Like for the older people, most of our friendships are spent catching up as opposed to like living and doing something fun. And even if we are want to do something and live and do something fun, it has to be like proper orchestrated and proper planned, because I've got to figure out who's good at like childcare. I've got to figure out if I'm going to take that time off work. I've got to figure out if my husband or my wife is free. If I like, it's a whole thing. Whereas when you're young, you just be like, oh, are you free next week Saturday? Let's go do this. Or what are you doing right now? Sort of thing.
Yeah. I would say when we were younger, we were living. As adults, we're surviving. So friendships back then, you know, we had the adventure playgrounds, we had trips that we went on. The amount of times I went to,
I got chased by a dog in the adventure playground. But anyway, I will tell you the story a different day.
The amount of times, you know, we went to Chester and it was mad. We used to do go-karting, bowling, ice skating, all of that stuff. We had so much fun, so much time to enjoy, even though it didn't seem like we did as children. It's like, oh my God, we have to go home already. But we had so much time to actually enjoy life. Like me and my friends used to play Ready, Steady, Cook. So we used to run around for like a minute and just take plants off the tree. And like flowers.
So that's what you were cooking, the plants and the flowers?
Yeah. And then we would arrange it on the pavement in some fancy. And then one of our friends would be the judge going, pretending to eat and all that stuff. We used to do madness.
We had to be outside. Yeah, we had to play outside.
And we just had a good time. And now it's just survival. So even with friendships, it's like, as much as I want to see you and I want to talk to you, I can't, because I don't have the capacity.
The break that you have, you want to use it to rest.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we have the kids. There's no, like, my life is literally work and home. Yeah. I work. I haven't had a break from work since I've had kids, and and I'm raising them both by myself. So it's very hard to kind of get that.
Yeah.
You know, so. You know, as much as I want to reach out to all, like, the friends I have and stuff like that every day and, like, message them and stuff like that, yeah, I can't. Because I don't have to, because once I start and then, you know, if they reciprocate, I'm too...
You're overwhelmed.
I'm too, yeah. And then I have to, my social battery's gone and then I need to go sit in the corner for an hour.
Yeah. What about you, Femi?
The pros of being, the pros of when we were younger, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, because the pros that I had when I was younger ended up becoming a negative for me when I was older. And the pros I would say was like a lack of accountability. You could have let things slide. You let a lot more things slide when you was younger. Mm-hmm. And I think that unchecked over time can lead to like a very bad dynamic in friendships.
Yeah.
So I would say that was probably the main thing that I liked when I was younger. Chatting about girls, all of that stuff, going out with your boys, getting into fights, doing all these things. It was nice. It was a nice rush. Yeah. But those things over time.
Over time, they're not cute.
Say that again?
They're not cute over time.
Not over time, do you know what I mean? Getting into fights, roughing people up. Nah, it's not all of that now. So yeah, I don't really think about. It's a bit difficult because the younger times as well, you got to think about it. For me, it was a bit different because my parents were strict. Yeah. So I spent a lot more times also catching up and trying to force things to just, force going out. And maybe I'm not going to say I'm still there, but like even me and my boys, we still go on yearly group holidays. Yeah. And that's just something that we like to do. So maybe the pros of how we were has allowed us to get to this point where we are now. Yeah. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah. Well, needless to say, we love our friendships now. We love a very low maintenance, but we love each other. And we show up when it's important. Mm-hmm. We show up when it's needed. And on that note, thank you for listening to another episode of Small Chat.